How techie do we want to get on this Adrian Newey fiasco and the wider, more wide-reaching ramifications of what this means for F1? Now, I know there are some Red Bull fans out there that want to deny all knowledge, that desperate to lean still into their confirmation bias. They will say such things as, Cameron, this isn't news officially. It hasn't been reported. Until Adrian Newey hits me in my face with the resignation, then this isn't news. How are we still saying this? Andrew Benson, a dude, a journo, who's as integrity driven as they come, who's as close to Adrian Newey as they come, has reported on this. He says that Newey and his lawyers are negotiating an early exit from Red Bull. How much more clarification do you need than that? Oh, clickbait, Cameron. Behave yourself. Honestly, like, beggars belief in this. The point of this channel is to try and get ahead of the news, not just to report on it, to think about F1 in a way that where we apply our common sense with a view to forward forecast. Whatever happened to that? I don't want to just report on the news as and when it comes out. I want to try and figure these things out in real time. But yeah, and so, oh, Cameron, it had it. Behave yourself. I mean, what are we doing here, TJ? Chris, do you know what I mean? Harry, Lou, this is nonsense. Go on then, for all the forward forecasting minded F1 fans out there, let's take a look at what Andrew Benson has had to say on this circumstance, because he's saying that this exit impending is happening for real. The only reason why we haven't heard about it hitherto is because of Senna and Roland Ratzenberger's death, and it being the 30th anniversary of that. Adrian Newey, of course, built the car that Senna's accident happened in. Ergo, he doesn't want to detract from the attention that will be garnered by Senna's 30th anniversary, and quite rightfully so. I'm going to talk about that. Netflix have released a trailer of a series on Senna that looks like it will be God tier. I want to talk about it soon, but I don't want to. I'm scared that I'm going to start crying on camera. I watched it earlier, and I will say that I did shed tears, but I digress. Andrew Benson reports that leading designer Adrian Newey is negotiating an early exit from Red Bull that would leave him free to join another team in early 2025. I've been telling you guys for the longest time as well, this gardening leave ad infinitum is absolutely unenforceable. I don't care what we want to call it, what the umbrella terminology is, whether it's non-competitive clause, whatever. If a Red Bull consultant or an employee, if their contract ends in 2025, it's unenforceable in any UK law or any UK court worth its metal to go longer than that as far as its gardening leave. If your contract finishes in 2025, how can you have gardening leave or non-competition through 2026? That never made sense to me. But I digress. What's going on, Miko? Spokesperson for Red Bull said we don't have any comment at this time. Oh, and by the way, Christian Horner, again, bearing in mind the root cause analysis of all this chaos, Christian Horner and Adrian Newey will be travelling to Miami on the same plane. Good luck. I would love to be a fly on the wall during that conversation. Newey's next team is not decided, but Ferrari, says Andrew Benson of BBC, are said to be hot favourites to sign him. But why, you ask? Well, because he's always wanted to work for Ferrari, and he's always wanted to work with Lewis Hamilton. Kill two birds with one stone, they say. Plus, it wouldn't be too bad over there in Maranello for one Amanda Newey, Adrian Newey's wife, who apparently is already eyeing up properties in the region. Oh, the chaos. Oh, the humanity. The 65-year-old's contract as Red Bull's chief technical officer runs to the end of 2025 and is said to include a 12-month non-compete clause that theoretically should have precluded him from starting work with another team until 2025. Unenforceable, but nevertheless the negotiations even between Newey's lawyers and Red Bull will peak this out, right? It will bear out therein. But the lawyers are securing an early exit, there we go, and he will be free to start work from next year. High-level sources close to Red Bull and Newey have said, oh, the chaos. And by the way, Craig Slater of Sky Sports F1 reports that sources even close to the circumstance at Aston Martin, who by the way are said to have offered Adrian Newey anywhere up to 25 million a year. They say that the hot favourites too for Adrian Newey are Ferrari. No interest in Aston Martin. Not a big fan of Lawrence Stroll is Adrian Newey. Doesn't fancy him. Doesn't want to be used as an asset to leverage the share price, right? That's never been Adrian Newey's bag. Steve A. Todo bien hacer, but his lawyers' early exit from Red Bull contract allows Newey to be in place 2026. We've read that. F1 is introducing new. So again, you know what? I'm also hearing on the grapevine that Adrian Newey is disenchanted a little bit with F1. Again, you've always heard that he likes smaller cars. There was an article not long talking about the new rules and regs and the fact that he doesn't feel this is in the broader spirit of F1. Does that mean that he could retire then at the ripe old age of 65? Go and sail the world for 26, for 24 or 36 months potentially? But if I'm calling favourites, if I'm an odds maker in this, Ferrari or retirement, there are no other options. McLaren, no chance. Don't have the requisite resource, nor probably the drivers. Similar thing with Aston Martin. You think Adrian Newey wants to build a car and have Lance Stroll wreck it every 2 seconds? I do not think so. But I digress. I'm just looking like a fan and watching this space. When will the announcement come? Ask the question, Andrew Benson of the BBC. Well, not before Thursday. Of course, courtesy of the fact that tomorrow will be the 30th anniversary of Ayrton Senna's passing. Today was the 30th passing of Roland Ratzenberger's passing, and Adrian Newey, being the man that he is, having the intricate links to Senna's passing and the incident that was at Imola 1994, doesn't want to distract from that, doesn't want to divert attention. He doesn't want to be an attention seeker, and this is half the reason why we're here. As at 2024 April of, that's why we're here, right? He doesn't want the attention. Pierre Vacher and bloody Christian Horner doing all they can to steal said attention and attention dollars. They want to be the biggest contributors, right? Why didn't they just give Adrian Newey the credit he deserves? That's why we're here. What effect will this have? Bloody Nora. Andrew Benson speculates Newey's departure will be regarded as a seismic blow to Red Bull. Here is the issue. Given their domination of the sport since 2022 and will raise further questions about future champion Max Verstappen, the Dutchman is known to have been unsettled by the fallout from Horner saga and has repeatedly ducked the question when asked to give his team boss his full backing. The Horner controversy may yet have further ramifications within Red Bull. Insiders say other senior figures in the team are also considering leaving as a consequence, and this is where it's chaotic. It's chaos. The ramifications are broad, and I think Andrew Benson hits upon a point here. It's not just what Red Bull lose. If Adrian Newey retires, then it would be that. But if he goes and joins Ferrari, it's a double whammy, right? They've lost and then Ferrari have gained. That's huge in terms of lap time and potential probabilities of winning championships going forward. What with Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc in that car? You don't think these guys, being the red team, are looking to optimise for their chances of winning championships going forward with Adrian Newey and Frederick Vasseur and Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton at the helm? Behave yourself. This is chaos. It means a lot. Oh, and by the way, Toto Wolff tried to throw his hat into the ring, didn't he? Saying that he wasn't interested in Adrian Newey. Behave yourself, Toto Wolff. You were never in the running, chap. Adrian Newey doesn't rate you, nor has he ever liked you. Trying to do that, Toto, is like Chris Rock saying that he doesn't want to see what Rihanna's panties are. He was never invited. Chris Rock, you were never invited, Toto Wolff. You weren't in the running, chap. Again, another PR faux pas from the Mercedes team principal about You're not interested in Adrian Newey. Your aero team is good enough as it is. Is it, Toto? Really? But I digress. I'm keen to see what happens with Adrian. I'm keen to see what happens at the Miami Grand Prix this weekend. I'll be honest with you. What, Adrian's just going to be there on the pit wall, sat there next to Christian Horner, on the back of all these conversations and back and forth that's going on at the moment. Oh, the humanity. I don't know what's going on. It is going to be chaotic. What's Vinny saying? If it becomes a lawsuit, I don't think it will become a lawsuit, Vinny. This is the discussion what they're having at the moment. Neither party wants it to be messy. It's not like Adrian Newey hasn't gone through these trials and travails before, having left McLaren, having left Williams in particular on the back of a breach of contract. In his contract, it said he needed to be notified of any amendments to the driver lineup even. They did it once, hiring Jacques Villeneuve, and then a second time when they kicked out Damon Hill for one Heinz Hound Frentzen. On the second time of asking, Adrian was like, that's enough. That's a breach of contract. If you want to see me in court, then call, or we can sort this out and settle, and I can move on swiftly and go and design a championship winning car for Ron Dennis and McLaren. Oh, it's so techie, this. It is so techie. I don't even know where to go. Honestly, I am baffled that this is happening. The F1 news cycle in 24 has been everything that the on-track automotive pugilism hasn't been. It's been drama, it's been Christian Horner, it's been salacious allegations, it's been Adrian Newey, it's been Lewis Hamilton moving across to Ferrari. It's been nothing short of chaotic, and I'm here for it. I know Red Bull fans will say, well, stop talking about this, Cameron. Why are you always talking about it? I can only be a mirror to the F1 news cycle. If it's not happening, then I can't talk about it nor to it. Well, Adrian Newey's not going anywhere. He hasn't resigned. What do you mean? The flipping headlines are before us. It's happening. They're talking about it. They're negotiating his exit in real time. You want a saloon semantic and say that he hasn't? Yeah, of course he's resigned. How could he not have resigned? And they're talking about exit. That's nonsense. But I digress. It's chaotic. 2024 rumour mill has been absolutely crazy, Dean. It's been bonkers. It has been properly crazy. And, you know, to put a bookend on this one, as you'll watch and wait over the next 48 hours to hear the official announcement from Red Bull around Adrian Newey's impending departure. The reason why we haven't heard it yet, again, to reiterate, is because Senna's passing. It will be 30 years since Senna's passing tomorrow. And so Thursday is most likely the earliest that we will hear of this from Red Bull. At this stage, Red Bull don't want to make an announcement, and that's quite deliberate. And I think quite classy from Red Bull. However, you guys go and check out, there is a Senna flick, a Senna series even, on Netflix, and it looks absolutely incredible. The trailer was released today, and I watched it, and I was sobbing. Like, it means a lot, that trailer, and it means a lot that they portray Senna's life and death in a way that's not disingenuous, that's true to who the man was and who he was as a driver. And again, a multifaceted personality, right, was Senna. And some had lots of good to say about him, and he was revered, of course, in Brazil. But there were flip sides, right? The ruthlessness we can talk about. So I hope they do Senna's legacy. I hope they don't do it a disservice. The trailer, you guys need to go and check it out. Go and watch it on the YouTubes. The Netflix trailer of the Senna series. It just looked incredible. Brought me to tears straight away. I was just like, this. I don't know. Just spoke to my heart, if I'm honest with you. I had to watch it a couple of times, and each time wasn't without tears. I think as F1 fans, we kind of owe it to ourselves and to the great man, Senna, and Roland Ratzenberger, that to just take a breath, go and hug a loved one, right? Because life and time is a finite resource, and you never know you never know when it's going to get taken away from you, right? It's a gift. But I digress. Give me Jerry Springer closing statements. But I digress. Prosecution rests. No further questions, Your Honour.